So I heard from a little bird that you're not feeling the greatest about yourself. But guess what? You're in luck. The universe is on our side because we totally have the power to change that. Hey, what's up? My name is Valerie. I am a current college student who focuses on travel and lifestyle content. And my whole goal for this summer, right, because I'm not in school, is to have a glow up of sorts and just try to become my best self. And this video is going to be the first episode or installment of a series where I focus on that and I bring you guys along with me. So just a little bit of a disclaimer before we hop into the ways that you can change things about yourself, obviously for the positive. I am not a licensed therapist or wellness or nutrition coach. This is just mainly based off of my experiences and what has worked for me and those around me. In addition, in the wise words of Hannah Montana, which I preach, nobody's perfect, so don't be too hard on yourself and just understand that everybody's at a different point in their journey of trying to become their best self, or maybe you're just beginning, which you're at the right spot. We're gonna focus on things that we have the power to change today. So let's get right into it. So before we begin, I want you to go and grab either a journal and a pen. I know, kind of tedious. If you don't have those around you, I recommend opening up like your notes app or opening like a Word document or a Google Doc on your laptop or whatever device you have near you, because you are going to want to take notes throughout this. There's going to be 3 big categories that we talk about: mental, physical, and emotional. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go into your journal, your writing document, whatever you have going on, and I want you to make a list of all the things that you don't quite like about yourself or that you'd like to change about yourself. And this is going to be the foundation for the next steps that we go through. And we're back. All right, so now you guys have your list. The first main bullet point that we are going to be talking about is the mental portion of it. Now, if you are having mental health issues that are serious, please reach out to a licensed therapist or some other mental health professional. This is just coming from the bottom of my heart. I have seen one, and I really believe that mental health is very important. All right, now let's get to the stuff that you actually care about. So how do we improve ourselves mentally? One thing that has helped me is going through a social media cleanse. Now, obviously, if you have your livelihood on social media and that's how you make money, this isn't very practical. But for the vast majority of us who are probably watching this, it is very helpful. Now, I'm not telling you to completely go cold turkey and go off of it forever. No, that's not what I'm suggesting. Either for a short period of time or like a day or something, I recommend just trying to not go off of social media. And if this means deleting your apps for the day and then re-downloading them the next, that's completely fine. You do you. But the point of this is that you're not surrounded by other people's best parts of their life, and you don't feel so dependent on, oh my gosh, what did this person do, or what did that person do, or it's just not in your head, because I find that social media can be a little bit toxic in the sense of comparing yourself to other people. So when you don't have that going in your head, you're not scrolling, it can kind of help you focus more of your energy and thoughts on yourself. Now, in conjunction with that, I also find that putting your phone on Do Not Disturb is very helpful as well. So what this does is it still lets all your notifications come through as normally they would, but it just turns off the notifications from popping up on your screen. And again, this can be used for a short period of time or however long you feel you need. One thing that it does is it helps me to be more focused on what I'm doing in the present moment instead of having my phone pinging and lighting up every so often from notifications that I get. So it's really helpful if you're trying to stay focused on one individual task. Now, each of these things I'm suggesting is customizable to your own personal list that you created about things that you maybe you want to change about yourself. So we are going to be basing it off of that. But one thing that I have found that also helps me a lot mentally is, in conjunction with that list, is making another list, right? I know it's kind of a lot, but stick with me here, of all the things that make you happy, all right? And it's completely okay if you don't know what those things are. Because when I started doing this, I really had to sit down and think, wow, what actually makes me happy? Because, you know, we go through these day-to-day life actions, right? And some of them get repeated a lot. And then you start to question, like, am I doing this out of habit, or do I actually enjoy this? So if you don't know, that's completely okay. Maybe just state some hobbies that you have, or things that you like to do in your free time, like maybe baking, maybe going on walks. It can even be watching Netflix. That is completely okay too. The whole point of this is just to figure out what makes you happy and what gives you that serotonin boost. And the last bullet point I have here, or subtopic if you will, for this mental portion is treat yourself. I mean, obviously you can't do this every single day, right? And go out and splurge hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? That's just not sustainable unless you're living like a crazy multi-billionaire lifestyle, which at least I'm not. So it's not sustainable for me. But just go and try to treat yourself to one small thing each day, or have something that you look forward to each day. For some people, this could just be having their favorite coffee, or going on a walk outside. Something simple like that, something small but meaningful to you. It just makes you overall, I find, a little bit happier, and it gives you something that you don't feel like your day is wasted or anything like that. So just find the little things that you really, really enjoy. Try to incorporate them in each day. All right, now we are moving on to emotional. So this, in my mind, is pretty similar to the whole mental aspect, in the sense that, like, I believe your thoughts and your feelings are very much interconnected with each other. So the first thing I recommend doing is making or becoming more aware of your energy flow. And what does this even mean? A lot of people don't know about this, but in my mind, at least this is how I view it, is that you can either send your energy outward or inward. For example, if you're worrying about a test, or worrying about if a crush likes you back, or thinking about other external things in your life, that is you sending your energy outward to those things and energizing them. Whereas if you're focusing on yourself, like we're doing in this video, right? Or you are working out, or reading a self-improvement book, something like that, you are putting energy back into your own self, because you are focusing on yourself and how you can improve in the best way possible. So just becoming more aware of where your thoughts and your emotions and your energy go, I think is really, really critical in being able to figure out what you want for yourself. And another thing I highly, highly recommend is doing a mood tracker. I have an app on my phone that I use almost daily, or if I don't, I write it in my journal about like how I'm feeling about the day, my moods, my thoughts. It just kind of helps sum everything up, because I feel that, at least for me, your friends get annoyed, right, if you try to tell them every single little thing that's going on in your life. So it just helps you brain dump, right, and put all your thoughts down. And I know it seems kind of overrated, but just try it. Just stick to it for like a week, all right? And if you don't like it, you can completely get rid of it, but just try it out for me. Try it out. So one of the things that I like to do in my free time is read. And I feel like I always have, but one of the things I've recently have been getting into is more like the self-improvement, self-help type of genre of books. And one of my favorite books recently has been Atomic Habits. I will link it in the description if you guys want to check it out. But basically, it's a very, very good book written about the science behind how our habits are formed, how we can form more good ones and break bad ones. So I feel like if you guys are looking into that, it is super applicable to this video, super helpful. just having the knowledge behind it is, I find, very like helpful for me, even if I don't actually apply it. So just, if you guys want to check it out, again, linked in the description, highly, highly recommend, and let me know your thoughts if you do. All right, and our final topic is going to be physical. So how can we improve ourselves if we don't like what we're seeing physically? I feel like social media and a lot of fitness influencers and companies try to tell us that, oh, we need to work out X as many times per week, we need to eat completely healthy. Well, they may have a grain of salt if you're really trying to go and dramatically change your life. I understand that. But for the average person, and for me myself, it's just not very attainable in my daily life. So what are some things that we can do to change about ourselves? One of the most obvious things is trying to eat healthier. And I know you've had this shoved down your throat multiple times about eating healthy is so important and everything like that, but it actually is. And now, I'm not saying you can't have sweets or anything like that. I think a really good goal to aim for is the 80-20 rule, which is basically 80% of your diet is healthy foods, which are things like, nutrient dense, protein, greens, all things like that, and like trying to stay healthy, if you will, but keep in mind everybody's healthy is different. And the other 20 is you don't really have to care too much, you can have takeouts and pizza and sweets and everything like that, right? But I think that 80-20 goal is really good to keep in mind as a baseline. And obviously, in conjunction with eating healthy, the next one that I feel like the whole world tries to shove down our throats is exercising. Now, you probably heard this a million times. Go to the gym, go and exercise X many hours per day, or go and do this workout, burns calories super fast. Social media tries to create a fake reality in that sense for me, where if you do this one workout, you'll immediately have abs and everything like that, but that's just not how our bodies work. What I recommend is, if you're trying to go and become more fit and physically active, you're living a completely sedentary lifestyle, right? Maybe just start with walking. Go for a little bit a day, and each day, if you can, try to maybe increase it by 5 minutes or something like that. Or, you could always try and go to the gym, but I get it, not everybody has access to the gym. So just try and do your best to just get yourself moving every day. 10,000 steps is always a very good goal to have. Guys, everybody has different body needs, right? Everybody has different needs. So please, 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 please try to stop comparing yourself to what you see from the itty bitty fitness influencers on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and everything like that. Just work on your personal goals, and just because they're eating something and they're having 1,200 calories does not mean you need to. Listen to your body. I think that is the biggest thing physically that you can do. Listen to it. If you're feeling not the best, maybe take a day off, eat some chicken noodle soup. So stuff like that. Like, please, please, please listen to your body. I think that is the most important thing you can do. Another great thing you can do is making sure you get enough sleep, which is typically 7 to 8 hours per night. And I feel like, you guys, this is so important. The whole idea with, you go through different stages during when you sleep, right? You go through 4 different stages, but like the most important one is deep sleep and REM sleep, which is where your body does its most like critical deep thinking, like storing the most information about what you've retained throughout the day. And if you really don't get enough sleep, that is like slashed very, very much. So please make sure you're getting enough sleep. I feel like this is quite a basic one. And with any of these changes that you're trying to make to yourself for the better, obviously, please note that you can't make them all at once. You can't go from 0 to 100. So I really, recommend starting small, you know, maybe focusing on one thing per week and just making the little changes, because at the end of the day, that is going to be the stuff that is the most attainable, that you can actually stick to, versus going from 0 to 100. You know, your body is 100% not going to be used to it. And if you're trying to incorporate all these habits, you don't have time to really focus on and solidify these habits with yourself. And when there's just so many things going on and you're trying to change so many things, it's very, very easy to get lost in the jumble of trying to embody that. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. That is just some of my tips to how to live your life the way you want to. And if you don't like yourself, how to change that for the better, obviously. If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, please go and hit the like button down below, the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you can get notified every time that I post, so you don't miss out. So anyways, that's it for me today, guys. I hope y'all have an amazing, wonderful day, evening, night, whatever time it is for you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.